Oh, well, this is Dr. Dave Maslach talking to you about reciprocity.com. And in this particular video, I want to talk to you about what actually happens if you don't review your document on the platform. So a couple of things that are going to happen within the first day. If you go back onto the platform, you are going to get a notification and it's going to say something like this. So one more step to get credits. You have a pending review that needs to be sent. Click send review at the bottom right-hand corner of the page. And once you do that, the writer can provide their comments. And then you'll get credits for your work. And if the action is not performed within the next 48 hours, we'll assign it to a document to another editor. So basically what's going to happen, it's going to be assigned to somebody else if you don't do this. And really what ends up happening is that we're trying to ensure that there is a queue constantly and it's getting assigned to other people, right? So even if you upload your document right here, oops, sorry, that's the wrong one. Even if you upload your document right here and you go to this particular thing, right? And you actually upload the review, which some of you might do, is that when you go here and you actually upload your review, unless you click send at the bottom or you click submit, so you can edit your comment and submit comment, and then it'll say, would you like to send the review? And unless you click OK there, or you click the send button at the bottom, your document is actually not being sent to the reviewer. We need to make sure that you are okay, or to the writer. We have to make sure that you're okay with the current changes that you've made, right? So you have to make sure that you click submit on that. That's really, really important because sometimes you want to sort of make changes and stuff, last minute changes. So you'll get that prompt. And if you don't do that within 48 hours, it's going to be reassigned to somebody else. And we're just trying to make sure that everything is going along very quickly. You can think of this sort of system as like a queue or a waiting line, I guess. If you're waiting in line for, a hot dog, right? You're at a hot dog stand and there's 5 or 6 people that are in front of you. Well, if you just stand there and you don't move, then people are going to sort of bump up in front of you, right? So that's what we're doing with this. And then what ends up happening is that you lose those credits. So those you can't get those credits, and then you'll also be locked out of the system. You can't upload or you can't do any reviews. I think it's for a week. I believe it was a while ago. So that we put into the system, but then after that, you can start reviewing again. And the reason is we just need to ensure a bit of a penalty that you're just not sort of going back and sort of playing around on the system, right? So you have to make sure that you're actually interacting and doing the job that you're supposed to be doing on it. And we might sort of play with that as we sort of develop this and push it forward. And you can also click submit and send a review right here as well, as you can see. So if you go back and you just go to my reviews and you're kind of freaking out and it's last minute and you thought you've done enough work, but then you're just like, oh, I'm just going to submit it anyways. You can send review. What's going to happen is you're going to get maybe poor feedback on that, and you need to maintain a certain level of feedback. You have to maintain high enough star rating from an average number of people that you'll get be able to take money out of the system, right? So you can still review if you're not necessarily all that good and you're not getting great star ratings, but you won't be able to take money out of the system. So what's happening, or what the encouragement is to encourage more people that are better to come back onto the system and review, because they can take money out of the particular system. So that's what happens. You can also, if you didn't know this, if you have a review that you're currently working on, you want to work on another one, you can hit request a job right there and another one will pop up. So hopefully that makes sense, and you can kind of get a sense of what we're trying to do with this, is trying to make sure that you're constantly moving and you're not sort of sitting on the particular document. And the other thing that you're going to get, just to make sure that you're not freaking out and you don't go back on the system, that's why it's so important to do your emails and to leave your emails, is that you get a notification to say that your document is going to be assigned to somebody else. You better do it very quickly, right? So here's all the different notifications. This is if you get a new job that comes in, you'll get an email notification. You can accept the job right there. So this is good if, for example, if you're not on the system and you just kind of exited, then somebody wants to give you a review, then say maybe you close the system and you'll get an email notification, and then you could just accept the job or decline the job directly right here. And the goal is just to make it as easiest for you as possible. Or you can go to the My Review section, just like what we did. So you could just click there, and it'll take you to the My Review section, and you could see what to do or what not. What you should be doing on this particular document, right? So hopefully this makes it easy for you, and this makes a lot of sense. I'll try to add some more sort of documentation, stuff like that, to make this as easy and give you a sense of what you're trying to do with this. So what you're trying to do, again, when you're reviewing, is to make sure that you're doing as good a job as possible. But you want to make sure that the number of changes that you made is sufficiently good enough on the document, but then as well as your rating system or your ratings are going to be high. If they're not, and you're not doing a good job, then you're not going to be able to go back on the system. And you can also measure the readability score. Sometimes it's a little bit iffy on smaller documents. A flesh reading ease score is a little bit variable. It's just a statistic basically based on how much you've written, how long the paragraphs are, how much text are in each line, things like that. It's a very simple calculation. You can look it up online. And sometimes it gets a little wonky if the document is not long enough, in the sense that so the readability score can actually get worse if you're actually doing your job. So just be careful with that. And I know, or we do know, that is an issue, and sort of thinking about what kind of statistic to put there that is not going to be that's going to be easy to implement, and sort of what we can play around with, and that's going to be more valid of your writing ability. But that's it for now. Hopefully this makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much again for following along, and take care and have a wonderful day. Bye.